In outside, when you think of the new now and you think about your job description, who inspires you outside of your family?
There are like so many people who inspire me.
Give me
So
one. Just give me one.
uh, I would say like Nelson Mandela has been one of the main people that have always inspired me, and I sadly like I didn't live at the time when he was alive, so or was young. So, but the thing is, I was able like to meet his wife, read about his life, and one like the organization that he co-founded, the elders, we have so many members of them on our advisory board, or there are people who are our mentors right now. So we've been learning from them, we've been meeting with them, they were supporting our projects, giving us guidance, advices, and mentorship.
What is next for New Now?
So we're about to start a new program to empower next generation leaders. So we will, like all of us, like the 7 leaders at the new now, will all come together, and we would pick a number of next generation leaders to support them, to teach them what we learned through our journeys. For us, we, as I said, we all had like a long, difficult journey, and we were in a place where we were lost, we needed mentorship, we needed help, we did like too many mistakes. So for us, we want to share our experience with them, help them, support them in a way that they wouldn't do the same mistake that we've done before, and for them to find like the best support and the easy way for them to achieve whatever they were trying to achieve.
Why are you focusing on the new generation, and why is that needed? Are you saying that there's not enough of those who are younger, who are charged and driven to do what you're doing?
No, the thing is, like right now, like the main focus should be on the young generation, on the young people, because the change would come with them. So, me as someone who started like on a young age, like I was like in my early 20s when I started doing my activism. I was like, before I was 25, I was like speaking at the UN, briefing the Security Council, and speaking all over the world. So for me, I found like the power in youth. I found the power that in my voice. So for me, I brought change to my country. I could do change in so many people's lives as a young person. So for
Mm.
me, I like the more young people we have, the bigger change we can achieve. So for us, like we know that those young people would lead the world in some point. And for me, like as I kind of lose hope in the current generation, or like the world leaders now, or I would say like the politicians, more to be specific, I have like more hope in the next generation. So if we wouldn't be able to make a change right now or anytime soon, at least the next generation would have like a higher chance to make a bigger change where we can get into a peaceful world.
Abdulaziz, how old are you now?
I'm 31, just turned 31.
And when you started, how old were you? You said 25?
I was 22, 23.
Okay, what would you say? This is an old classic question here. What would you say 21-year-old, what would you tell 21-year-old Abdulaziz that he would need to know to do better?
Uh, so many things. Like I would start like I would like tell my 21 self that don't be arrogant. You should have found a mentorship, a mentor in a young age. Listened more, talked less. Things.
And what would 21-year-old Abdulaziz tell future self?
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Like, so what would now 31-year-old Abdulaziz tell future self from here?
Focus on your health, your mental health. That's like main thing when you're doing like journalism, activism, and get into this part of the world. So that's like one thing I would tell myself like in 10 years, like focus on your mental health, and then again keep doing what you're doing.
What is the big thing you want to do in the next 2 years? That one big thing.
So I've been working on education recently. So the main thing that I'm trying to achieve or do is to open as many schools as we can and to spread education to educate like the next generation, because the more educated people you have, like the better, brighter world you get, and it's like an easy path to get into a peaceful world. So for me, that's like my main mission by now. Besides like doing my journalism, is to focus on the new generation, on those young people, to be able to educate them, because there are millions of people in so many places where they have no access to education, no access to schools. So for me, that's like an important thing. I think like where we are, or like the places that I've been living at recently, it's like it's like an easy thing. It's like a thing that's there. Like people, they don't even think about it. But like where I come from, and I've been to so many places where I witness how people struggle to have access to education and access to schools. So for me, that's like the main thing that I've been focusing on.
As you've now been spending some days here in New York during the General Assembly, what have you been telling not only the delegations and during the interventions and the meetings and the Secretary General? What is the main message you're telling them right now?
Just to do actions, because I've been involved with all those UN meetings and this like week for years by now. And the thing is, like, in a way, it's kind of same talks over and over, and you don't see like big action or from like governments, like head of states or the UN. So we got into a point that we just keep repeating ourselves, hoping that they would listen one day. And the good thing, like the main change that I've seen, that there are more young people that they're coming to the table year after year. So that's like a main change. So we're having like more like young voices and like on being like there on the table, which is like a main thing. So I would say that's like the main important thing that I've seen. And the thing is, like, all of us as young people trying like to push for actions, and we'd keep doing the same thing until that happened one day.
I'm going to finish with this question. If we were given a wish to get anything that you needed right now, what would that ask be for?
I would ask for a peaceful world where nobody would be killed or died because they want to live a normal life or express themselves or live their life the way they want to live it without harming people. So, as I said, I lost family members, friends, relatives, fighting for like just like a peaceful world, fighting for freedom. So for me, having like a peaceful world, like without peaceful world, we wouldn't be able to get anywhere. So that's where we need to start, and then everything would follow.
Abdulaziz Alhamza, thank you from the New Now and for so much of your work. Thank you. You could not have finished our discussion any better. Enjoy the rest of the General Assembly. I will see you over on 42nd Street throughout this week. Thank you for your time.
Sure. Thank you very much.
You bet. And with that, it pains me to say goodbye, but instead you get to be handled by somebody who is far more interesting to watch than myself. Ladies and gentlemen, to all the participants, thanks for being with me during this time at Peace Day Live. I'm going to hand it over to our brilliant next host, at Shirt Gal-Kedar in the London studio. So farewell here from New York for myself, as well as Abdulaziz, who is still with us. Enjoy.